Hi, I'm PRZ from PRZman.com, and today I'm here with my sensei chef, Steve Mannino from Rustico restaurant, and in our quest in making manly meals, today we're going to be experimenting with some Caesar salad?
Caesar salad, yeah.
But you said grilled Caesar salad.
We are. We're actually going to grill the lettuce.
We are?
Yep, kind of man it up a little bit.
And I've never grilled lettuce before, Chef. Can you grill lettuce?
Well, you're going to find out today.
Okay, because most people, when they think of salad, they think of something cold,
right, or
they think of something that's just comes right out of the refrigerator, right, you know what I mean? And you wash and you just put it in a bowl and go.
Correct.
But we're going to cook this lettuce,
so
I'm excited to see. Okay. So tell us about this, and how did you come up with this? And
you know. Well, I mean, it's not like we're not the first person to ever grill lettuce. You know, this is definitely something that's done. It is just it's a very simple dish. What we do is we take a head of romaine lettuce.
Okay.
We'll cut it right down the middle. Okay.
Okay.
So there it is. And then a little bit of kosher salt. Just a little bit of kosher salt on there. Some good extra virgin olive oil.
Now you're going to cook it with the olive oil.
Yep, we do have some olive oil on. We're getting our pan warm right now, as you can see. So what we're going to do is just kind of put this right in there and let that grill up. So we'll let that char. There's a lot of water in lettuce, so you know that's what really fills you up. So what we're going to do is we're going to really let that cook and just char up. We'll put a little more oil on the side of it, a little more salt.
And how long does that cook for, Chef?
This will probably cook. You know, normally you'd want to do this. We're just kind of showing you can do it anywhere. But if you're on a grill and you got some nice wood fire or you got the charcoals going, you know, probably a good 3 minutes.
3
minutes.
You know,
you almost really can't overcook it.
And it smells so good. I never thought lettuce would.
No, it'll really take on a nice meat quality to it. So we'll really let that thing grill up nicely. Okay, so the lettuce is done.
Lettuce is done.
Probably about 4 minutes.
It's been 4 minutes long. Okay.
So you can see we probably cooked out about 25% of that water.
Okay.
You can see the difference between the whole head and what it is now.
Right, this one's a lot bigger.
Yep.
So where the cooked one is.
What we're going to do is get that chopped up.
Not as big because the water is out.
Correct. Really intensify that flavor of the lettuce and get a nice char on it. Right to the bowl.
Awesome.
Still has some crispness to it, you know, in the middle.
Can I taste, Jeff?
Sure. Takes on a little bit of a meaty quality, you know?
Yeah. Tastes like it's been on a grill for a while.
Well, it has. Yeah. So what we'll do is, like I told you before, you know, we don't want the whole thing to be warm. So we'll do. So the same amount that you grill is the same amount that you throw in there. Okay.
Throw in there as well. And let me ask you a question, Chef. This part of the lettuce, what is this called?
This is the root.
The root. And
yeah.
is
the core.
The core. Is the core
That's where
okay
it grows.
to eat?
I mean, you can, but it's very fibrous and very tough. So a lot of people don't. You know, they cut around it. You know, if you want to really cut out a piece of lettuce, you just cut that right out. You know, and it pops.
Boom.
You know, right out. So, and then we'll just kind of go from there. You want to cut them bite size, so you know it's easier to eat. Put that right in here.
That looks so good.
We're going to add some croutons for crunch.
Okay.
These are just.
It's like a typical Caesar salad.
Correct. At this point, that's all it is. We do have, you know, you probably want your croutons to be a third to a half, depending on how much bread you like in your salad. This is a dressing that we make at the restaurant. It is, you know, mayonnaise based.
Traditional Caesar dressing.
Traditional Caesar dressing. You know, one thing that we do differently is we take equal parts of capers, anchovies, and garlic, and we roast them for about 2 hours. And what that does is really, you know, just intensifies our Caesar. With a nice roasted flavor to it. So we mix that in with some mayonnaise, you know, and then your typical ingredients, your horseradish, your Worcestershire, your Tabasco, lemon juice, that kind of stuff.
Wow.
From that point. So this is our dressing.
We need to do a class just on salad dressing.
Yeah, you could. But any good store-bought Caesar dressing will work.
Would work.
You know, and you can always, you know, do the semi-homemade thing where you buy a nice, you know, refrigerated Caesar dressing and then add some good olive oil to it.
Okay.
You know, which we're going to put in here. Some nice, good olive oil. And then some fresh lemon juice. And those two ingredients alone will really kick up your Caesar, you know, and really give it a nice.
And this is just plain old lemon juice.
This is just plain old, freshly squeezed lemon juice.
Okay.
And there's a lot of fat in that Caesar, so we really want to cut through that a little bit.
Okay.
Some kosher salt. Okay. And then some.
And when you were saying there's fat through the dressing.
Yeah, there is.
Okay.
You know, it's got the eggs and oil. I mean, that's just part of the deal of dealing with Caesar. Then some fresh, good Parmesan cheese. Right in there.
And cheese, whatever you prefer, basically, right? You don't want to over cheese it, but
no, yeah, if you really like cheese, you can put more in. It's your salad. You can do whatever you want with it.
okay.
So we'll just kind of mix it up a little bit. One good trick, when you're mixing a salad, you're tossing a salad. A lot of people have a tendency to get in there and just, it's delicate. It's lettuce. You want to mix the bowl. You want to get your hands on the outside to the inside. You just kind of go out, mix it in through your fingers, and work your way in. That way there, you don't damage your lettuce. All right, so we'll put a bowl right here. And we'll just kind of fill this bowl right up. So you see that nice roasted bits get all mixed right in there.
Wow.
Okay, so then one last thing, little finishing touch. Put a little more cheese on top.
On
just
top.
kind of fortify that.
So you're just garnishing it a little bit more.
Just garnishing a little bit. And that's it.